Dear students, about 9.3% of the food grains produced in our country are lost every year due to improper methods of storage and inadequate storage. This amounts to about 20 million tons of food grain, which would be sufficient to feed 40 million people. The various factors responsible for such losses during storage are abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic, non-living, that is humidity, moisture, temperature, and biotics, that is living, insect, rodents, birds, etc. So how can we prevent and control the storage losses? Preventive and control measures are used before grains are stored for future use. They include strict cleaning of the produce before storage, proper drying of the produce, first in sunlight and then in shade, and fumigation using chemicals that can kill pests. Fumigation means those pesticides which can destroy insect by forming toxic fumes are called fumigants, and the process is fumigation. Now, animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is the scientific management of animal livestock. It includes various aspects such as feeding, breeding, and disease control. Animal based farming includes cattle, goat, sheep, poultry, and fish farming. As the population increases and as living standard increase, the demand for milk, egg, and meat is also going up. So there is the need of the animal husbandry to increase milk production, to increase egg production, to increase meat production, etc. You can see the nutritional value of the animal products as well as milk, cow milk having fat 3.60, protein 4.00, sugar 4.5, mineral 0.70, water 87.20, vitamin V1, V2, B12, D, E, etc. So milk, that is cow milk, is most important to use. Second, egg, meat, and fish. You can analyze the content, the percent nutrient of these animal products. Cattle farming. This is also known as cattle husbandry. This is the raising of cattle for yield of milk. It is done for two purposes: milk and drought labor for agriculture work such as tilling, irrigation, and carting. You can see at your screen the carting, bullock cart is there. Indian cattle belongs to two different species. First one, Bos indicus, that is cow, and Bos bulbalis, that is buffaloes. Milk producing females are called milch or dairy animals, while males engaged in farm labor are called drought animal. Lactation period, very important. Milk production depends to some extent on the duration of the lactation period, meaning the period of milk production after the birth of a cow, birth of a calf. So milk production can be increased by increasing the lactation period. There are different phenomena to increase the lactation period. You can see at your screen the different type of period, that is dry period, calving, early lactation, late lactation, etc. Now, some exotic and foreign breeds and local breeds of cattle. Exotic or foreign breeds, for example, Jersey, Brown Swiss, they are not local, they are foreigner. You can see at the screen. They are selected for long lactation period. They are having the long lactation period, so they are selected. While local breeds, for example, Red Sindhi and Sahiwal, you can see at your screen these two also, show excellent resistance to disease. First one for lactation period, second one for resistance of disease. The two can be crossbred to get good quality of animals. Now, what is the food requirement of dairy animals? What is the food requirement? The food requirement of the dairy animal are of two type. Number one, maintenance requirement, which is the food required to support the animal to live a healthy life. This is maintenance requirement. Okay. And second one is milk producing requirement, which is the type of food required during the lactation period. Here we can give an animal the roughage, leguminous green fodder, non-leguminous green fodder, etc. So what does animal feed include? This include roughage, which is largely fibers, and concentrate. Keep in mind these two, roughage and concentrate. Concentrate are low in fiber and contain relatively high level of protein and other nutrients. Cattle need balanced rations containing all nutrients in proportion amount. Besides such nutrients, food material, certain feed additives containing micronutrient promote the health and milk output of dairy animals. So this is to keep in mind. Now, cattle farming management. How can we manage the farming? Proper cleaning and shelter facilities for cows and buffaloes are required for humane farming, for the health of the animal and for production of the clean milk as well. Animals require regular brushing to remove dirt and loose hair. They should be sheltered under well ventilated roofed sheds that protect them from rain, heat, and cold. The floor of the cattle shed need to be sloping so as to stay dry and facilitate cleaning. The slopy floor is must. Now, management of cattle from the disease. Cattle suffer from a number of diseases, students. The disease, besides causing death, reduce milk production also. A healthy animal feeds regularly and has a normal posture. So you can recognize well which is the healthy animal. The parasite of cattle may be both external parasite and internal parasites. The external parasites live on the skin and mainly cause skin diseases. The internal parasite like worms affect stomach and intestine, while flukes damage the liver. Infectious diseases are also caused by bacteria and viruses. Therefore, vaccination are given to farm animal against many major diseases. Poultry farming. Poultry means chicken. Poultry farming is undertaken to raise domestic fowl for egg production and chicken meat. Therefore, improved poultry breeds are developed and farmed to produce layers for egg and broilers for meat. Layers are those which lay egg and broilers are those which provide meat. In this, the rearing of fowl, ducks, geese, turkey, and some varieties of pigeon for their meat and eggs. India has become fifth largest country in the world in poultry production after China. At your screen, you can see the poultry. This is the indigenous or desi or local hen. They are smaller in size and slow growing. They lay small sized egg and less number of egg, 60 eggs per year. So we are using leghorn. White leghorn is the most popular egg laying breed all over the world. It has a small sized body and requires less feed for its maintenance. Therefore, leghorn is commercially used. Eggs and broiler production. As I have discussed, the broiler chicken are fed with vitamin-rich supplementary feed for good growth rate, and better feed efficiency. Care is taken to avoid mortality and to maintain feathering and carcass quality. They are produced as broiler and sent to the market for meat purposes. So you can see at your screen the broiler. Broiler are quick growing birds which are raised for about 7 to 8 weeks of age. They should have more weight, attain a weight of 700 gram to 1.5 kg. Now, management practices for poultry. For good production of the poultry birds, good management practices are important. These include maintenance of temperature and hygienic condition in housing and poultry feed, as well as prevention and control of disease and pest. The housing, nutritional and environmental requirement of broiler are somewhat different from those of egg layers. The ration, that is daily food requirement for broiler, is protein rich. Now, what are the disease management in poultry farming? Poultry fowls suffer from a number of diseases caused by virus, bacteria, fungi, parasites, as well as from nutritional deficiency also. These necessitates proper cleaning, sanitation, and spraying of disinfectant at regular intervals. Appropriate vaccination can prevent the occurrence of infectious disease and reduce loss of poultry during an outbreak of disease like poultry disease. Today's most important topic is fish production or fisheries. Fish is a cheap source of animal protein for our food. Fish production include the finned true fish as well as shellfish such as prawns and mollusks. There are two ways of obtaining fish. One is from natural resources, which is called capture fishing. The other way is by fish farming, which is called cultural fisheries. So differentiate the capture fishing and cultured fisheries. Water sources of fish. The water sources of the fish can be either sea water, that is marine water, or fresh water, such as in rivers and ponds. Fishing can be done both by capture and culture of fish in marine and freshwater ecosystem. You know, two different sources, marine and freshwater. And you have also differentiate the capture fishery and culture fishery. Now, marine fisheries. India's marine fishery resources include 7,500 kilometers of coastline and the deep seas beyond it. Popular marine fish varieties include pomfret, mackerel, tuna, sardine, and Bombay duck. Marine fish are caught using many kind of fishing nets for fishing boats. Yields are increased by locating large school of fish. You can see large school at your screen. Marine fish of economic values. You can see at your screen some marine fish of high economic value are also farmed in seawater. This include finned fishes like mullets, batki and pearl spots, shellfish such as prawns, as in figure 15.5, mussels and oyster as well as sea beads. Oyster are also cultivated for the pearls they make. So for pearls we are catching oysters. You should learn the name of these prawns over your screen. Inland fisheries, capture fishing and aquaculture is what? Freshwater resources include canals, ponds, reservoirs, and rivers. Brackish-water resources where seawater and freshwater mix together is brackish water, such as estuaries and lagoons are also important fish reservoirs. While capturing fishing is also done in such inland water bodies, the yield is not high because this is inland. Now, composite fish culture, that is combination of fishes in a particular area. Fish culture is sometimes done in combination with a rice crop so that fish are grown in the water in the paddy field. For intensive fish farming can be done in composite fish culture system. Both local and imported fish species are used in such system. At your screen you are watching, you can see the composite fish culture, but it is not for the paddy field. It is in a pond, composite fish culture. In such a system, a combination of 5 or 6 fish species is used in a single fish pond. These species are selected so that they do not compete for food among them, having different types of food habits. As a result, the food available in all the parts of the pond is used. As Katla are surface feeder, can eat only on the surface. Rohu feed in the middle zone of the pond. Mirigals and common carps are bottom feeder and grass carps feed on the weeds. So this is composite fish culture. You can see the varieties of the composite fish culture at your screen. A, that is Katla. Second, silver carp, rohu, grass carp, mirigal, common carp. These fishes having different food habit. Some on surface, some in middle, some in bottom. Okay. So learn these name of fishes by heart. They are having the different food habit. They are living in the different areas, different zone of the pond. So this is about the composite fish culture. But there are some problem in composite fish culture as well and fish farming. One problem with such composite fish culture is that many of these fish breed only during monsoon. Even if fish seed is collected from the wild, it can be mixed with that of other species as well. So a major problem in fish culture, fish farming is the lack of availability of good quality seed. To overcome this problem, ways have now been worked out to breed these fish in pond using hormonal stimulations. Beekeeping or apiculture is the rearing, care, and management of honeybees for obtaining honey, wax, and other substances. Honey is widely used, and therefore beekeeping for making honey has become an agricultural enterprise. Since beekeeping needs low investment, farmers use it as an additional income generating activity. In addition to honey, the beehives are a source of wax, which is used in various medicinal preparations. Now, local and foreign varieties of honeybee, as you can see at your screen. There are three common species of honeybee in our country which used for commercial production of honey. These are Apis cerana indica. This is Indian bee. Second, Apis dorsata. This is rock bee. Third one, Apis filorei. This is the little bee. Some honeybee, for example, Apis mellifera, has also been brought in to increase yield of honey. This is the variety commonly used for commercial honey production. This is the Italian honeybees. The Italian bees have high honey collection capacity. They sting somewhat less than that of Indian honeybee. They stay in a given beehive for long period, but Indian honeybee can't stay for long and breed very well. For commercial honey production, bee farm or apiaries are established. So now it is clear about the different species of honeybees: Indian bee, rock bee, little bee, Apis cerana indica, Apis dorsata, Apis florea, Apis mellifera. This is clear, student. Now, what is honey? The value or quality of honey depends upon the poisures or the flower available to the bees for nectar and pollen collection. In addition to adequate quantity of poisures, the kind of flower available will determine the taste of the honey. Honey contains 20 to 40% water, 60 to 80% sugar, 0.22% minerals, 0.2 to 0.5% vitamin, some enzymes, and pollen grains. Therefore, honey help in growth due to presence of iron and calcium. It is used as sweetener in confectionery item. Thank you. Have a nice day.